Hi, my name is Cragun, a founding principal of Sweetman Cragun. I'd like to talk about a powerful principle found in our upcoming book, Reinvention, Thriving in the Age of Disruption, that can help us understand the key reason why organizations and individuals often launch into paths of irrelevance and then ultimately extinction. Here's the principle. Research shows time and time again that the #1 reason that organizations decelerate or go out of business is a fundamental failure to adapt to a changing external environment. Now, if you think about it, this is also true of individuals. It really is why leaders and employees these days become irrelevant so quickly. But why is this? Our research suggests that there are 3 key reasons why organizations fail to adapt to a changing external environment. We label these in our book organizational blindfolds. Now, as I walk through these 3 blindfolds, notice how these also apply to individual leaders as well. The first blindfold is what we call arrogance. We can use Kmart as our example. Kmart was clearly at the top of the retailing food chain in the 1970s and early 1980s. They focused operations exclusively on serving the city dweller. Walmart, on the other hand, was around for decades, but they focused their energy on smaller towns and regions. But then Walmart did something Kmart was not expecting. They began building stores in the suburbs closer to the city centers, and revenues surged as customers began switching from Kmart to Walmart in droves. Now, how did Kmart react? They reacted with arrogance. They looked at Walmart as a country bumpkin, and Kmart continued to do business as usual without making one significant change over the next 10 years. A former Kmart executive later admitted that it wasn't until the late 1990s that his company's top leadership even had the humility to recognize Walmart as a legitimate threat. The second blindfold is dismissing competitors' successes. We recently had a chance to visit Microsoft headquarters and meet with a key executive over strategy and market research. One thing I particularly wanted to know before our visit ended was how Microsoft perceived Steve Jobs and Apple's incredible success. When he broached this topic, we were shocked at what we heard. In a period of 5 minutes, this top executive and advisor of Microsoft CEOs expressed 3 times that Apple's success was just a matter of luck. He in fact explained that Steve Jobs was going to open this risky retail outlet with just one product, the laptop. And then he explained that he would have certainly failed, except that luckily the iPod came along at exactly the same time. I was stunned. Apple's success based upon luck? Their success was hardly a matter of luck. The third and final blindfold is feedback not accepted here. One of our favorite clients has been NASA's Kennedy Space Center. During one of our projects in 2003, the Columbia Space Shuttle disaster had just happened. It was an emotional time. The President of the United States assigned a team called the Columbia Accident Investigation Board to conduct a full study on why it happened. And here's what the report said. We are convinced that the management practices overseeing the Space Shuttle program were as much a cause of the accident as the foam that struck the left wing. NASA should continue to remove communication barriers and foster an inclusive environment where open communication is the norm and a culture of trust and openness permeates all facets of the organization. The NASA organizational culture had as much to do with this accident as the foam. This revelation was stunning. It wasn't about the foam that struck the wing that initially set disaster in motion. The potential for disaster was already there. It was in play because of NASA's cultural inability and unwillingness to address potentially negative feedback from below. In wrapping up, there are 2 key lessons we might take away from these examples. First, when organizations fail to adapt to a changing business environment, bad things happen. And second, when we, as individuals, keep our head in the sand despite major changes happening above ground, it should come as no surprise that when we look up and look around, irrelevancy abounds. But here's some good news. We believe these organizational and individual blindfolds seem to be self-imposed. That means that we can actually design them out of our existence with a little humility and some resolve and discipline. Thank you for providing me an opportunity to speak about my passion, individual and organizational leadership and high performance. I look forward to seeing you at AFest.